welcome to the first ever heart healthy cooking demonstration, courtesy of the Toronto Vegetarian Association. TVA, for short, is a non-profit registered charitable organization which was established in 1945, so we've been around a long, long time. For those of you who don't know us, you may have attended our annual event at Harbourfront, the annual Vegetarian Food Fair, in its 25th year this year. So hope you'll all join us there. We also publish the Toronto Vegetarian Directory that lists all the vegetarian and veg-friendly places in and around Toronto. And we've been hosting for 2009 numerous healthy eating series, talks, and workshops. So the first recipe we're making today is a spicy lentil and roasted red pepper soup. And as we go along and show you how to make this very quick, easy, and tasty recipe, we'll talk about the ingredients and why they're heart healthy. So we're gonna have some fun, and Amy here is a fellow volunteer here with the Toronto Vegetarian Association. Hello. So let's get started. Amy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So now, Amy, have you worked with red lentils before?
I actually am not very familiar with red lentils. How would you go about preparing them if you just bought them dry?
Okay, well, when you buy them dry, this is what they look like. They come in a package. These are organic, courtesy of Whole Foods. Now, we are here at the Whole Foods Kitchen at 87 Avenue Road, at Avenue Road in Bloor. And we'd like to thank Whole Foods for providing the ingredients for the recipes tonight. And Whole Foods has an array of organic ingredients, including red lentils in their bulk department. Red lentils are part of the legume family, which means they are a great source of protein, but they're also a wonderful source of iron. And you get 16 grams of fiber. Now, fiber is all important for heart health. But my water's boiling here, so we gotta get this recipe started. So we've got 4 cups of boiling water in my pot already that we got started, and I'm adding a chopped onion. All right, so this is, again, a very, very simple recipe. Everything just goes into the pot, and when it's all cooked, we puree it, and you're done, except for the last 2 ingredients that we're gonna add, which is the lemon juice and the tomatoes. The main reason why we save the acids till the end is okay, I'm adding the lentils in now, and they seem to be stuck because they're a little wet, so I'm just gonna scoop them out with my wooden spoon. I just rinsed and drained these. They cook very quickly, so they don't need to be pre-soaked, or you don't have to fuss with them too much. So, the reason we save the tomatoes and the lemon juice till the end is because if you add the acids in too early, it slows down the cooking of the onions and the lentils.
Okay.
So it just takes longer to cook. So we can add our spices. I've got a teaspoon of dried oregano that's going in. Again, this recipe is very, very easy. We've got 1 cup of lentils rinsed, and our 4 cups of water, a teaspoon of oregano. Now I'm going to add in, this is one of my favorite ingredients. To me, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread because it's roasted red peppers in a jar. All the work has been done for you. But they're very soft, so just pick a couple out of your jar and plop them into the soup pot. Now, I really, really, really like hot, spicy food.
Me too.
So, so I've got my teaspoon, maybe even a little more, of the dried red chili flakes. And you can leave these out completely if you like. The soup will still be good, but I like a punch.
Yes.
And Amy does too.
Yes.
So we're gonna add that in, and that's a lot. So maybe I'll just leave about half a teaspoon in there, because that was probably a good teaspoon and a half. When you start to see, you see the lentils have changed color. They went from that orange of when they're dry to this a creamy sort of peach color. That's when you know that they're starting to soften. Okay, and once they're softened, and you see the onion too, it's cooked. That's when you know it's safe to add the other ingredients in. I am gonna turn my pepper in right now. Use the pepper mill, and again, it's approximate. You can add more or less depending on your personal taste. I like pepper in this soup, it works well. But don't forget, we've also got the chili pepper flakes. So because of that, I'm probably not gonna add as much pepper as I would if I didn't have the hot chili pepper flakes. And boy, this is really starting to cook. So we are going to turn the heat down just a little bit and add our tomatoes in. And let the tomatoes cook for a while. Okay, and I've got about 2, maybe 3 medium chopped tomatoes. So now is actually probably a good time for me to add the lemon in. So again, just when you start to see the tomatoes soften, I've got a juice of 1 lemon that's going in. And now the lemon not only makes your food taste good, you know, we all add it for flavor, it also cuts back again on the amount of salt you're going to need, but there's a nutritional value here for the lemon as well. Vitamin C from the lemon helps you absorb the iron that's in the lentils.
Fantastic.
This has again, the 3/4 cup serving of lentils has 40% of your recommended daily allowance of iron. Whenever possible, I actually don't put the oil in. I didn't need to saute the onions. We're still gonna get the flavor from the onions in the soup, but we don't need the oil. All right,
Okay.
So now, can you see how the tomatoes are all softened up?
And I was going to ask you about the skins. So you just left the skins
I did.
on, yeah.
If you have the time and the inclination, you could blanch your tomatoes and peel the skins on. But because I'm going to be pureeing the soup, it really doesn't matter.
And isn't there more vitamins and things in the skins of vegetables and fruits and things like that? So
That's absolutely right. So now I've just added the garlic in. Now the recipe calls for 2 cloves, but because we like our garlic here, we've actually doubled it. We've got 4 cloves of minced garlic in here. Now, if you don't have one of these contraptions in your kitchen, I urge you to buy one. The hand immersion blender, as it's known, it doesn't matter what brand you've got, and away I go pureeing. Here we go, folks. See how easy that is? That. All the pureeing's done. The soup is nice and creamy and smooth. And we just finish it off by adding our salt that we haven't added yet. Now, you know, start with half a teaspoon and work your way up. In the recipe that's written down, I've said, you know, salt to taste. Start with a half a teaspoon, and then depending on your palate, you know, if you need to add more, add more. Because once you add it, it's kind of hard to take it out. So salt to taste, and that's it. Okay folks, thank you for joining us for our very first recipe demo on YouTube. We'd like to thank Whole Foods for their generous donation of the ingredients and for this wonderful space, this teaching kitchen. So thank you to Whole Foods, and thank you for watching. Just a reminder that the Toronto Vegetarian Association is a resource for people like you who are transitioning to a healthier lifestyle. So please join us next time when we prepare another healthy recipe, high fiber, low fat, all that good stuff that you learned about today.
Thank you for coming, and this is Amy and
Nimisha signing off.